I just wanted to start off with asking you about this Beautiful City Billboard Fee. What is it?
So basically it's an alliance of about 50 organizations now from across Toronto that have gotten together and are looking to put a tax on billboards and have the money go towards art in the public sphere. So that's festivals, that's sculptures, that's accessible youth programming.
Do we need a bylaw with appropriate enforcement? Yes, absolutely.
I mean, you talked about 3 to 7%, but you're really talking 7%.
I can understand Dundas Square, but why the Gardner Gateway?
A yearly billboard tax in Toronto would be the only one of its kind in the world?
Yeah, there hasn't been something. There's been billboard tax before, but nothing where it's devoted to arts. Nothing that has that kind of, that idea of mitigating some of the damage they cause to the city.
Wow.
When ECOS does a poll, and they're a very reputable firm, they say at 70% they support such a tax.
The industry says their number is in the neighborhood of $70 million, which means that your tax would be more in the neighborhood of 15%.
That it doesn't come from either the left wing or the right wing. It actually just comes from, dare I say it, ordinary people.
Yeah, exactly. I hear it all the time from councillors, and they say, normally I don't support taxes. I would. But this one I'm for.
I think a lot of the debate is centered around where revenue should go.
Billboard companies are saying that they can't afford $11 million off of 4,000 billboards that average for $27,000 a month. Is that the math we're being asked to swallow here today?
Yes. Yes, I'm getting grimaces from the usual Puritan in the room who wants to live in East Berlin rather than West Berlin. Now,
Order.
We're not a heritage city. We're not Quebec City.
We have children and families growing up in the downtown who can't get away from this. Now, what we know about light pollution and its effects on health.
We are about to vote to approve a new source of revenue.
You want us to create another tribunal to evaluate the tribunal we're just creating.
And the motion that's before us is that it should all go to one predetermined expense, which is public art.
It will bankrupt the billboard industry. Is that what we're hearing today?
That's what some of the discussion has been this morning, yes.
Added 1 hour of illumination in the evening, and I've introduced illumination earlier in the morning. That's it.
In fact, the motion that I wrote didn't ask for a tribunal to review a tribunal review a tribunal decision. The motion simply states that an applicant, if they don't feel they've been treated fairly, should have the right of appeal.
All right, thank you.
Any group that thinks that change is not possible, I think this is going to be a template for how you can actually change a city hall.
So you're going to effectively double the size of the footprint of the industry, and then have the fee they're going to pay, and that's your attempt to compromise.
No, I do not agree with
Order. Two members of the public that are here, as you know, there is no applause, no.
It's November 30th.
This is it.
This is it.
In the supplementary report, PG 33.10, the staff report would generate approximately $10.4 million. Recorded vote.
Councillor Sondercook, please.
Councillor Lindsay Luby and Councillor Palacio, thank you.
Councillor Heaps, please.
Councillor Holiday.
Councillor Perruzza, please. Councillor Jambroni, please.
All in favor. Recorded vote.
There is not clarity over what the meaning of this vote is.
All right, order, please.
So it's not a matter of where it's going, because in fact mine is general. Okay. It's a matter of general before specific.
Councillor
All right, on the full item, I'm sorry, either vote it for or against it.
The item is amended, carries 29 to 12.
All right, we now have a new sign bylaw.
It's a big day in Toronto. That's what I gotta say. It's a big day in Toronto.
City Council just passed a bill that would create about $10.4 million in revenue that's going to go into the general budget for the city, and you know, we got to keep pushing and get that money towards arts and culture in the public space.
I remember speaking with you, I think it was about 4.5 years ago at Style and Progress 2005. You're talking about
hopefully this will cause change, and maybe some of those spaces that we have in the sky right now for billboards will become art pieces. I actually remember that interview that you said. I was standing there and I actually talked about seeing our images up on those spaces. I think that the people in Toronto that are that are passionate about this are taking it into their own hands and doing it on the ground level, but also doing it up in City Council, which is a beautiful thing to see. There's amazing work that's been happening. People like Devon Ostrom.
What happened here today? They passed a tax of $10 million for arts and culture, then a new enforcement regimen. It's definitely not a step towards a police state.
Right, and so you're not expecting a big crackdown on just people with signs and...
No. I think that this is totally separate. This is only dealing with billboards and like large companies and that sort of stuff.
Right.
It's not. We're not going after like people. There wouldn't be a tax, say, on people holding up protest signs or something.
Got news for you. The arts and culture people that have been working, thinking you're getting this money, you're not getting this money.
4,500 petition signatures, like that's crazy, you know? That's bigger than a lot of the other things that have happened.
Are you still confident that it's going to go to the arts?
I'm more than confident. We've pushed it this far. I like the fact that it's going into general revenues at this point, so it squashes all the other different things that could be at the table right now. And there's such a synergy between art in the public sphere and the billboard industries, you know? So this is an opportunity where we can not only reduce the amount of visual pollution that we have through advertising, I recognize the role that it plays in creating jobs and these sorts of things, but we can play a balancing effect and create a place where, yes, there's voices of the corporations, but there's voices of the community, you know, so you got to balance out the playing fields, and I think that there's a perfect relationship here, and I think we would be a really wise city to make that movement happen.
From what Shelley Carroll said when she passed her motion, she said in no way, shape or form does this mean that it's not going to go to the arts and culture, and she was quite clear about that.
All I'm going to say in closing is that I ask you not to support the kinds of random suggestions that Councillor Ford has made.
Mark my words, this is not going to any arts group.
Rob Ford, you just said that there's all these people sitting in the city hall right now that don't have jobs. By the way, I have multiple jobs. All the people that we work with have multiple jobs, and we're so passionate about this that yes, we will sacrifice our time because we think this is an important thing for the City of Toronto, and that's actually your job, buddy. So we're playing your role right now too. We're doing our jobs plus your job.
And Councillor Ford, we will be taking a great deal of time dealing with your motions, so the least you could have done is show a bit of courtesy to the chair of the Budget Committee.
And then now at the budgeting process in April, they'll figure out how that money is broken up.
How can people support this?
Definitely go to beautifulcity.ca.
There is a deliberate attack by the wealthy elites in this province and in this city on social services that benefit all of us.